So today I would like to talk a little bit about more of my carnivore journey. And this one takes back to before carnivore, something I have not talked about yet on my channel, but I wanted to talk about it now. Going back to early 2017, way before I discovered carnivore, I was overweight and I was looking for a way to improve my situation. I had tried many diets before and just never got them to work. And I found one, and basically it was something that worked for a short period of time. I lost quite a bit of weight, and I thought I was getting healthy because I lost weight, right? Um, but one thing I did notice was I still had a lot of pain. I would, if I would work out, I wore ankle braces, knee braces, elbow braces, and so forth because I was always hurting doing that. And I would have different flare ups. I started having problems with my feet and arthritis and flare ups there and so forth. So it had been a few months and I lost quite a bit of weight. And again, I still would, have those issues with the inflammation and so forth, but I had lost a lot of weight. So I was feeling good that I was doing the right thing. Um, the diet that I was doing, there was a lot of working out that was involved. And then you would eat a low fat and somewhat restricted low carb diet. And that really is not sustainable over a longer period of time. Um, at the time, I didn't really know it, but the thing that really got me was even though I thought I was doing the right thing to be healthier, my body wasn't physically getting healthy. And I developed AFib, atrial fibrillation. Um, and what that is basically is that the signals going to your heart get mixed up. And then essentially you go into AFib and you'll have really fast heartbeats and then it goes back to normal. And then you have really fast heartbeats and goes back to normal. And so that happened to me. And um, first time I really knew that I was in it, went to the hospital and they had me overnight. In the morning, they were going to shock me out of it, but I got out of it on my own with the um, some medication I think that they gave me that sometimes works. So at that point, I started seeing the cardiologist, and I went into it a few more times. And this was over the next couple years. I gained the weight back because I could not sustain what I had been doing anyway. And obviously, it didn't help a lot other than that I was losing weight because my body was still hurting. And I had actually started having more issues than I was even having before that, which I don't think was from the diet. I think it's just over time, my body was getting worse. And that's where the Afib came into play. So, they put me on medication for it. And I continued to have issues. And the one time I went in the hospital again for it, and I was not able to get out of it on my own. So the next morning, they did the procedure where they shock your heart back into rhythm. So it goes back to a normal rhythm. So this went on for a few years. And then I decided that I needed to do something about my health, my weight. And that's when I started looking into the lower carb and keto and stuff like that. And then eventually went to carnivore. So before that, I was having episodes with Afib quite often, sometimes at first, going back a little bit, back in like 2017, 2018, I might go like a year and it wouldn't happen. But then it started happening pretty more frequently, which is common. They say that each time you get it, it gets worse. You get it more often and so forth. So I was at the point where I was finding different things would trigger me that I would go into it. Usually like stress related or maybe even eating wise, certain carbs and so forth. So after, finding carnivore, I have not had any issues with the AFib. It's been close to a year now, and I have not gone into it at all, which I know when I first got it, I could go like a year without getting it. But the last couple of years, it would happen often. Like there were some times it would happen, and then like a week later it would happen. There was also early on in the first month or two that I was doing lower carb, I would notice sometimes my heart rate would skip a beat type deal. But, since going into carnivore, have not had any of those issues. Cardiologist has had me wear a heart monitor, and we're looking at potentially taking me off of the medication. The current medication that I'm taking, there's a blood thinner that I take, and we're looking at potentially taking me off that because I am losing weight and less risk, at this point, and I have not had another episode. So, this is something that I haven't heard a lot talked about in the community. I have heard Dr. Ken Berry talk about this before, that, sugar can cause Afib and can cause people to have that issue. And there are some cardiologists out there, especially like on YouTube, if you look it up, that will talk a little bit about your diet having some effect on that. My own cardiologist had told me that your diet does have some effect to that, but they didn't tell me to not eat carbs. But they just said to eat healthy so that you could lose weight type of thing, right? But they also said that there would be, at this point, you would continue to have AFib. It's just trying to keep it minimized. And so far I've been lucky, and it seems like it has all been from eating habits and sugar. So I don't know. We'll see as I continue to go if I do have another episode. But again, it's been quite a while here. It's been like 10 months. And no episodes at all. My heart rate's been staying pretty low and so forth. So I wanted to share that with everybody. And I don't know if there's anybody else out there in the community that has any experiences with AFib and going low carb or even to carnivore, and how that has maybe helped or did not help. If you have, let me know in the comments and share your experiences, and I can share more of my experience as well. And so thank you for watching this video. Go ahead and subscribe and like the video, because when you do that, it helps to get the video out to more people, goes through YouTube's algorithm. More people see it, more people get to experience the channel and just get more info out there about carnivore and low carb, which is a good thing, to get more and more people into the know about the benefits of carnivore and so forth. So go ahead, subscribe, like, share this video with as many people as you can. I'll see you in the next one.